What's up, guys? Spin Firearms here. One thing I love about my channel, even though I'm a little bit smaller and we're growing, at a certain pace, I pay for all my own firearms. The stuff that I review, I pay for. I am not in bed with any firearm manufacturers. Therefore, I can give 100% real and honest reviews. And I like it that way. I don't want to have to decide between here's that line, you're paying me, the firearm's unreliable. What do we do? A little gray area, right? It's another reason why I don't edit. One, I'm not very good at it. My wife's actually great at it. But at the same time, if a firearm jams on camera, you're going to see the gosh darn jam. Because that's part of firearms, in my opinion. These are to defend yourselves with. You have to take it serious. But I'm proud of the fact that I do not accept money from firearm companies, as it's been offered to me before. And I always turn it down. I don't want to be compromised, right? And unfortunately, you see a lot of that on the internet. So I buy it with my own money. And I don't get a lot of donations or anything over here on the channel, which is fine because life is expensive right now. But that's why I don't get to them as often. A lot of people get this stuff sent to them with some money and say, hey, review it. But give us that good review, or that check might not be there next time, right? Stuff like that. Over here, we keep everything honest and truthful, regardless if it's my favorite firearm in the world having issues. We keep it honest, and I like that. I didn't buy this one, though. This was actually borrowed from my buddy, so shout out to Daniel Haig for borrowing it. And he's been a massive supporter of the channel. He's donated stuff to the channel. He's helped out. He's allowed me to review his firearms. So that's been huge for me. That really helps with cost, but still getting you guys the firearms that you want to see. For instance, he let me review the Walther PDP Pro, one of the, honestly, the best shooting handgun ever, and the CZ P10C with this full setup that came like this from the factory, $680 with the Holosun SCS on it, right? He also let me borrow this. He also got the metal frame version. This is the compact. So he has the compact and the metal frame version, and he is getting that Shield Plus version, which is going to be right up my alley and on point. I'm going to tell you guys right now, for the money, this compact is the best shooting handgun on the market. Now, obviously, you spend more, you can get something like this, which is truly the best shooting handgun on the market. Even better than staccatos, in my opinion. I've shot a bunch of staccatos. I like that a little bit better. This right here is the M&P 9 2.0 Carry Comp. It honestly looks like it was sent away to have professional work done on it. You don't see stuff like this unless it's customs and stuff like that right from the factory. Smith & Wesson, I've been saying this, is really growing on me, but on top of that, they are winning. They're the most versatile company out there right now. They have everything. They have 22 Magnums. They have, 460 Smith & Wesson revolvers. They have, 30 Super Carry, Shield Plus, 4-inch Shield Plus. You have the carry comps. You have the metals. I mean, you have every single firearm you could ever imagine. They make something. They have the CSX, which is a great shooter. You listen to the reviewers, and they ruin that firearm for you. Go out and buy it yourself or rent it. You will love it. The CSX is truly a great gun. They offer something for every single person's needs. It's unbelievable. And this new Carry Comp series that they're releasing is the best. It's the best of the best on the market right now. Shout out to Smith & Wesson. Let's get into it, guys. Right here, obviously, 15+1, which is just fine. That's typically the standard for handguns this size. Yes, it's not as much as the macro, but who cares? This will outrun any macro. Sorry, guys, just being real with you. Look at all the problems that the Sig Sauer Fuse is having. Look at all the problems that AXG Legion macro is having. Look at it. Would you look at it? At Bassmaster. But it's just sad that you pay that much money for a firearm and it has issues. Whereas this is coming in at around $750. And yes, they did everything right. Let's start with those sights. Awesome U-notch rear. I did notice you got to drop that ball a little lower, but this is the most accurate thing. I mean, we were shooting quarters, dimes. My buddy Dan, who owns this, was shooting quarters at distance. No problem. I mean, no flyers. It was unbelievable. Awesome sights. They do not label the brand, so I'm not sure who Smith & Wesson went for this, but it's a really nice shade of green. They probably went with XS, but they got that nice U in the rear that I really, really like. Textured and everything, blacked out. Obviously, cut for an optic, but you don't need an optic. This is the easiest handgun to shoot. It's beyond accurate, reliable, and we are testing hollows through it. Super accurate with hollows. Super accurate. Unbelievable. I'm in shock still from this morning. I mean, we were shooting everything. Glock 26s, CSXs, CZs, Echelons. I mean, everything, every size. And this is the handgun that really stuck out other than the PDP Pro, obviously. No dot, nothing. Check out that comp. They did it really nice, just like this, what do you call it? Springfield Army Hellcat Pro comp. big comp on top of that, putting that front sight behind it so you aren't blacking out this sight as you shoot. A little bit of cut in there, which is nice for weight. Look at the slide. That is a thing of beauty. That is a work of art. Then on top of that, as you can see, they have pull tabs on the back, so if your fingers do slide, which they never will because this texturing is just on point as can be, super easy. You got these little tabs back here that you see indent right there and indent right there, making them stick out even more. I mean, they did this firearm so perfectly, it's ridiculous. In terms of texturing, perfect texturing. Perfect stippling. Unbelievable. It's just right. Not too much like some of the Smiths back in the day. Not too little like the 1.0s. Literally just perfect. I mean, I have no complaints about this handgun. It ran flawlessly. The only issue I did have was me, because I confirmed it by shooting one hand after. I did bump the slide stop and get it to lock back once. But no problems after I realized I was doing that. We were shooting small handguns. We were shooting everything. So I had to adjust my grip properly, and we were good to go. Comes with a nice rail. I mean, this thing, I can't get over the look. I know looks don't matter, but this thing is freaking sick. I'm sorry, it is so sick looking. I can't wait till he gets the Shield Plus version. I still got to save up for one, but the Shield Plus version is going to be unreal. I'm already telling you right now. Like I said, optics ready. Not sure what this plate is. It's obviously not metal. I'm guessing they're assuming you're going to throw an optic on it, but we made the assessment. You don't need one. $750. This is good to go from the box. No optic and nothing. This thing is absolutely unreal. Trigger. It is better than the Shield Plus trigger. I mean, it's so crisp and clean. The reset is so nice. The trigger shape is perfect. The trigger guard, perfect amount of space for a gloved finger. I mean, this is just as good as it gets from the factory. Smith & Wesson is absolutely putting in work to make whatever handgun fits anybody needs. They have everything. They're just taking it to the next level. Now, what we found interesting is we shot this one and the metal frame version back to back. The metal frame version is more like a full size, whereas this is a compact. So that one's 17+1 or 18+1, I don't remember. Sits to about there. Metal frame. What we did notice is this handgun right here seemed to have more felt recoil, but less muzzle flip. The one with the metal frame had more muzzle flip, but less felt recoil. I mean, it was unbelievable. Sorry, guys, I'm mixing that up. This one right here shot just as good as the metal frame one. But in my opinion, I felt less felt recoil from this and less muzzle flip. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. Sorry if I confuse you. But they shoot basically equally. And that one's metal framed and a little bit longer. Now, what we did come to the conclusion is your fingers get locked in a little bit better on this handgun than on the metal frame one, so that might have to do with it. But man, they're flat shooting. They're just unreal handguns. And sorry guys, now that I think back on it, I made no sense while talking, so just ignore that. This thing is unbelievable. I am so excited, and I don't get excited about certain handguns unless it's really something I'm looking forward to and I've been looking at. That metal comp carry is going to be unbelievable. If you can find one, pick it up. No issues. We shot hundreds of rounds this morning out of every handgun we brought. Not a single problem out of any of the handguns, this included. No break-in period needed. Shot every hollow point we put through it. Not a single problem. I mean, look at the serrations. It's a work of art. Take a note, Glock. Look at this. Take a note. Everything was done perfect on this. Everything. It launches that mag. It locks so easily. Release is perfect. Sights are perfect. Optics ready. Comped. I mean, oh my goodness. I am not the biggest fan of large handguns. And what I mean by that, compacts and above. I like my small handguns. But if they made a subcompact version of this, I would lose my mind. This very easily could be the best compact on the market, especially for that price tag. This thing is beautiful. Shout out to Daniel Haig for letting me shoot this thing this morning and review it. What more can I say, guys? This is truly a work of art in every way. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.